expecting my wife to trust me again after one bad decision. I've been with my wife for 7 years. 3 years ago, my mother-in-law called us crying, saying my father-in-law had a heart attack. We thought he was dying. So my wife, who was 3 months pregnant at the time, immediately jumped on the first flight home back to Sweden. She didn't ask how I felt or if I was okay. She just broke down and she said she had to go, packed a carry-on, and left. While she was there, I asked her when she'd be back, and she said she didn't know because even though her dad was recovering, her mom needed help. At first, we texted all the time, but then she started ignoring my calls, saying she was too tired. I started feeling resentful. I admit I made a bad decision. I started chatting with my ex. Ended up inviting her over, and we had a great time together. First of all, you should be there for your partner in a situation like this. He didn't give full context, so maybe at that time there was some reason that he was unable to go with her. And then he's getting resentful, and then on top of that, okay, actually, let me get this right. Your wife is 3 months pregnant. She's 3 months pregnant with a child in her womb. She's carrying another human being. Her father gets a heart attack. He is on his deathbed. And you're telling us that your wife didn't ask you how you felt. Sorry, what does this have to do with you? What does this have to do with you? Genuinely. And then all of this leads you to calling your ex, bringing her to the house that you and your wife stay in together while your wife is taking care of her father who is on his deathbed. I have to reiterate that. But she's pregnant. Her father is dying. Her mother needs help. And she doesn't know it. She doesn't know it yet. But her husband is cheating on her. Okay, let's keep reading. Right? I admit I made a bad decision. I started chatting with my ex. Ended up inviting her over. And we had a great night together. By morning, I regretted it and told her to leave. Oh, wow, you regretted it. Oh, you regretted it. When my wife came back 4 months later, I came clean. Wait, she came back 4 months later? Or did he just come clean 4 months later? Actually, it's even worse. If she came back 4 months later, that means you never went to go see her. Is there something am I missing something? Can y'all let me in on the joke? She was shocked and gave me the cold shoulder for a week. I apologized, said it was a one-time mistake, and begged for forgiveness. She eventually said she'd give me one more chance. Okay. Really generous of the wife. She made me block my ex, which I already had, and set some pretty strict rules. No going out with friends she doesn't know. Stuff like that. I agreed. She gave birth and things have been okay since then. She eventually let me back into our bedroom. Should have set that bedroom on fire. Burn it, because another dam was in. I agreed. She gave birth and things have been okay since then. She eventually let me back into our bedroom. Now here's the problem. My buddy is getting married and all the groomsmen are planning a Vegas bachelor party. My wife has straight up forbidden me from going. She says she doesn't trust me and thinks I'll make another bad decision. I told her she forgave me, so she needs to trust me again. But she's refusing. Am I the a-hole for expecting my wife to trust me again after I greased another woman in our bed that we shared while she was taking care of her dying father? Am I the a-hole? Yeah, I added that part in. Am I the a-hole for expecting my wife to trust me again, especially since I've been sticking to all her conditions so far? Yes. That's my verdict, and I'm sticking with it. But let's read the comments. You're the a-hole. It wasn't one bad decision. You chatted with your ex, invited her over, had a great night together, cheated on your pregnant wife during a family emergency, cheated in your home, I'm assuming, since you invited her over, had another woman in the bed that you share with your wife. Your wife has to look around her home and be reminded of your cheating, and now you think she should trust you to go to Vegas of all places, for a bachelor party. You're smoking. You are smoking. Please give me whatever OP is smoking. Am I the a-hole for never telling my wife I cheated on her? Last week was my 30th wedding anniversary. Wow. I was gonna say congrats, but then I realized what kind of story this is. So, today I turned 54, and it is the first day of retirement for my wife and I. My wife and I met when we were 16 through friends and started dating shortly after. We were both complete virgins when we met, so we learned and experienced everything together. We dated all throughout high school and long distance through college, and ended up getting married at 23. We have 2 sons and a daughter, now aged 27, 24, and 22. When I was 27, I slept with another woman because I was curious, drunk, and very stupid. You have a wife to be curious with. I don't remember the details, and they aren't important, but it was a woman that... No, it is important, because if you want to cheat on your wife, give us the details. Now you want to say it's not important. I don't remember many of the details, and they aren't important, but it was a woman that neither of us had ever met, and I never heard from again. As far as I know, my wife has never found out about this or had any hesitation in trusting me ever. My wife went to college, but didn't end up pursuing much of a career, opting to take care of the kids. It was tough for a while, and we were both stressed, and this was around the time of the affair. Not making excuses for myself, just context to explain why I would be so short-sighted and why I was drinking. I eventually got a better job. We started budgeting and paid off our loans. From there, money was never an issue again, and we have been happy ever since. Oh my gosh, I'm so happy for you. I have accepted the fact that I will never truly be happy again. If I want her to get the happiness she deserves, I don't want to pretend that the guilt still eats me alive every day. I still love... What? So it doesn't eat you alive. I still love my wife, and she still loves me. We have had so many happy and amazing memories and still do every day, though most usually come with a lingering feeling of guilt too. She spent her whole life dedicated to me, to our children, and our family. Now that we all have the freedom we've been waiting for in our lives, I feel as though I have come to a crossroads and only have 2 options. 1, continue living life as normal, take trips with my wife, play with my grandchildren, give her the retirement and the end of life she deserves with her husband, who she loves. I am not really happy, and I may never be, but I am also not in a bad place. What aren't you happy about? I could take this level of pain for the rest of my life, and I probably deserve that. Second option, tell her. I don't know whether she would leave me now or forgive me. I think she deserves to know the truth, but I also think it could crush her at a time in her life where she is supposed to be the happiest. Whose fault is that? So, I need to know, am I the a-hole for not telling my wife? And is it time to tell her now? Man, I don't know. I'm gonna assume that him and his wife are the same age. How many years it's been since he cheated on her? Like, over 20 years. It's been over 20 years. I was gonna say I don't know if it's worth it at this point, but I do think that he should tell her. I think the best option is to just tell her. She deserves to know. She deserves to have the option to decide whether she wants to still be with you after your infidelity, although it may have been years ago, or if she wants to break up with you. Because just because you're 54, that doesn't mean anything. She can divorce you and she can find love again. I think she deserves to know. Somebody said, you're the a-hole for not telling your wife right away, but at this point, are you wanting to tell her for you or for her? Yes, I think that is true as well. I think he's probably wanting to tell, because honestly, at this point, I mean, I do think she deserves to know, but at this point, he would be freeing himself more so because he's probably been dealing with the guilt of keeping this a secret all this time. Somebody said, you are the a-hole for cheating on your wife in the first place. Moving forward, the only person who will feel better if you tell your wife is you. That is true, kinda. Shut your mouth and work your butt off to try and deserve the wife you clearly don't. I mean, obviously she won't feel good about it. It never feels good to know that you've been cheated on. Honestly, there's 2 ways she could react to it. She might be like, oh my gosh, like, I can't believe you did that, and divorce him. Or she might be like, oh my gosh, I can't believe you did that, and then she needs a lot of time for herself, but then she gets over it. Or she might be like, oh my gosh, I can't believe you did that, and then she's like, but it was years ago, you've changed now, right? You haven't done that again. And she might just get over it because you guys are older and she might not want to go through the hassle of divorcing and all that stuff. So I don't know, there's so many ways it could go, but I do think she deserves to know. It's not gonna make her feel good, but somebody says, you're the one a-hole for wanting to shatter hers and your children's world for a clean conscience. It might shatter it might, but she deserves to know. I'm sticking with that. Okay, well, it seems like me and Reddit are not on the same page because they don't want him to tell her. They want to keep having her looking like an idiot, smiling in his face 24/7, not knowing that he cheated on her. I would want to know. I'm just saying that because if it was me in that situation, I would want to know. I don't care how many years it's been. Okay, am I the a-hole for saying my girlfriend looks like she can't ride a bike? My girlfriend, 28 female, and me, 20, and I, and I, 29 male, have been dating for the past 3 years. We do dates every month and rotate who plans them out, but it's been 3 years and I'm running out of ideas. I started brainstorming out loud for our next date night, and as I was talking, she said, we could rent bikes. Oh, if that's okay with you. My girlfriend was like, why wouldn't that be okay with me? And I said, because you can't ride a bike. She was super confused and told me she knows how to ride a bike and asked me why I thought she couldn't, because everyone knows how to ride a bike. I don't know how to ride a bike, but most people do. I said, I don't know, you just look like you wouldn't know how to ride a bike. Something about that feels insulting. Like, I don't know. We got into a massive argument all night because apparently that was rude, but she genuinely looks like she's never even seen a bike before. Like iPhone face, but for never having rode a bike before. I don't know. What? She went to her friend's house for the next 2 days and refuses to talk to me until I apologize. But I don't think I need to apologize because it's true. Wait, how is it true? She said she knows how to ride a bike. Why is she so offended by what she looks like? Guys, I think all the stories I've read today, I think they're AI. I know that people can be a little slow in this life, a little rude, but wow, all these stories, they're just excessively rude for no reason. Because sometimes I say, certain stuff to people, you might be like, oh yeah, you just look like you don't like this, or you don't do this, or you don't look like somebody who would do this, But it's like, if she said she knows how to ride a bike, just like, oh, okay, I'm sorry. Like, I don't know. For some reason, I just assumed you didn't know how to ride a bike. I do think it's a bit excessive to say that it was rude. But based on the way that he's written this, I feel like he has a tendency to talk to her disrespectfully. I feel like he throws in insults passive aggressively to her, like on a regular basis, and that is why she probably took so much offense to this. Okay, somebody said, what an odd thing to say to the woman you love. Honestly, I don't think it was that deep. It's the comment. I feel like the way he's acting after the comment is what would have made me more like, okay, like, were you trying to insult me? Because why not just admit to it? Okay, I think that's it, y'all, for the day. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. I hope you guys enjoyed these Reddit stories. Please don't be like these people, y'all. Please don't cheat on your partner. If you do, give them the choice to set themselves free to decide whether or not they want to remain with you. Let's not be passive aggressive. We're all human. We make mistakes, but let's be expeditious in solving those mistakes, right? I love you guys so much. Well, actually, I love you guys, but I don't have that many subscribers yet. So who's there to love? The love has nowhere to go. So to everyone who has supported the channel, likes the videos, I know we're small right now, but I love you guys. I appreciate you guys so much. Also, let me know if you guys agree with me in the comments, what you guys think of the video. And yeah.